On ABS News tonight, wife of Anambra State Governor Dr. Mrs. Obiano calls for collective efforts to protect rights of children. Traders cautioned against diversion of government revenue. Troops rescue kidnapped 95 victims in Borno State. Sudan military rejects Ethiopia's transition proposal. Good evening and thanks for joining us on ABS Television News. I am Franklin Onyekachi. Details of the news. The Anambra Broadcasting Service, ORCA, yesterday played host to school children from the state who exhibited great skills and talent in commemoration of the 2019 Day of the African Child. The event was organized by Anambra Broadcasting Service in partnership with the Ministry of Economic Planning, Budget and Development under the United Nations International Children Emergency Fund, UNICEF. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata, who covered the event, now reports.
For this year's International Day of the African Child is Humanitarian Action in Africa, Children's Right First. The Day of the African Child is observed on June 16th every year since the establishment of Organization of the African Unity in 1991, which aims at raising awareness about the condition of African children and how there is an urgent need to provide them with a better standard of living. International Day of the African Child also commemorates those killed on June 16, 1976 during the Soweto uprising in South Africa. In her speech, the wife of the state governor, Chief Mrs. Obiano, who was represented by her senior special assistant on donor agency, Mrs. Mary Ogugwa, noted that an African child is facing a lot of prevailing challenges, which she said is militating against the child's growth and development in life. She called on them to be focused as children and concentrate on their education for them to actualize their goals. While addressing the children, the managing director of Anambra Broadcasting Service, Chief Ushenwora, who spoke on the right of a child, urged the children to be respectful and obedient to their parents at all times and advised teachers to train children well so that they can move towards the right direction.
We try to do when we hold this every year is to bring the kids together, primary, secondary school children, provide some form of entertainment for them, and also use that opportunity to remind parents, teachers of child rights, children's rights.
In a remark, a UNICEF desk officer, Mrs. Franca Madike, explained that many Nigerian children are unable to access safe and quality education due to the ongoing crisis in some parts of the country, which has left schools destroyed, assuring that the organization will continue to support Anambra State government to realize the full potential of every child in the state.
I'm particularly delighted that the governor of the day, government of the day in the state really recognize the importance of this occasion by their efforts in development of all aspects of the economy, which will support the child's rights and development.
In her speech, the Speaker, Anambra State Children's Parliament, Right Honorable Faustina Mary Okoye, acknowledged that children play an active role in the society and therefore should be given all necessary orientation for them to thrive in this competitive society. The event featured drama presentation, debate, calisthenics, cultural dance, among others. In Oka, I am Emmanuel Chibata reporting for ABS News.
Anambra State government has instituted Anambra State Market Traders Association, ASMATA, as the new umbrella body of the traders in the state. Inaugurating the leadership of the new association at the Jerome Udoji State Secretariat, Oka, the Commissioner for Trade, Commerce, Market and Wealth Creation, Dr. Christian Madubuko, said the move became necessary because of the leadership crisis that engulfed the former association, AMATA, and the inability of the leadership of the former association to conduct credible elections at the end of his tenure. Paul Ezoke has the details.
Umbrella body has Chief Ikechukwu Ekobalo as President General and Dr. Mrs. Rosemary Anazodo as the Secretary General. Chief Jude Agumado and Obinna Okechukwu will serve as first and second Vice President respectively, while Mrs. Chiwendu Ezigwe is the woman leader among others. Chief G.U. Okeke, Chief Innocent Jukuma and Chief Romi Ezonwuka were appointed patrons of the association. The commissioner also inaugurated legal advisors for the association, advisors of markets, and Asmata zonal leaders, while Mr. Kenneth Onyeka was appointed as the new chairman of Onitsha Main Market. Dr. Madbuko said the leadership has initial tenure of 3 months, which could be renewed, and enumerated their terms of reference to include maintaining peace in all markets in Anambra State, maintenance of clean environment, and promotion of sanitation habit among traders, as well as ensuring that all revenues derivable from markets and accruable to the state government are judiciously paid into designated state treasury account. He also charged them with the responsibility of conducting credible elections for Asmata at a time when the state government deems necessary under the supervision of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce will be relieved of their duty if found guilty of connivance of diverting government revenues.
We have revived our Asmata, and that is the only legitimate umbrella body for traders in the states.
Responding on behalf of others, the new President General of Asmata, Chief Ekwobalo, assured that they will discharge their responsibilities with dedication to achieve the desired results. Also speaking, one of the patrons of the association, Chief Romi Ezonwuka, while commending the quality of members of the market leadership, said the focus should be to restore the glory of markets in the state and increase their potential, as well as expand opportunities for traders.
Thank the working governor, Willie Obiano, on what's happened here today. The people I saw here are the people that can move Anambra market forward.
In his remarks, one of the legal advisors, Barrister Ikechukwu Onyabo, reminded the new market leadership that markets remain the major source of internally generated revenue for the state government and urged them to harness them effectively.
Like an Anambra state government, Otomoto, President General Ebugo, now they call to this task. BOT member Grisi Ebugo, now they call to this task. They are wondering in Sonia.
In Oka, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
The member representing Anambra East constituency in the State House of Assembly, Chief Obinna Emenaka, has presented checks to the best graduating students of Anambra East constituency to inspire them to greater heights. The beneficiaries received 200,000 naira each from Honorable Emenaka in his office at the Anambra State House of Assembly. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwemeka Modelem was there and now reports.
The beneficiaries are Mrs. Adobe Abisi, Mr. Julius Ndive, and Mr. Julius Chukwemeka. Mr. Julius Chukwemeka was the best graduate of Chukwemeka Odumegu Ojukwu University for 2012-2013 session. Mrs. Adobe Abisi emerged as the best graduate of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, for 2017 and 2018 academic session, while Mr. Julius Ndive also finished as the best graduate of Chukwemeka Odumegu Ojukwu University for 2015 and 2016 session. Addressing the beneficiaries, Chief Emeneka, who commended them for making their constituency proud, noted that it was by burning the midnight candle that they achieved the result. According to the lawmaker, the checks he issued to them is the fulfillment of one of his cardinal programs for Anambra East constituency and for them to further their studies. Chief Emeneka called on youth in his constituency to take them as role models by embracing education. He also encouraged the beneficiaries to surpass the height they have already attained, as he is always willing to put smile on the faces of his constituents who distinguish themselves in their areas of specialization.
And what we're trying to do today is a fulfillment of my promise and the resolve to continue to motivate the great people of Anambra is to embrace education. I know that education is the foundation for all.
In a vote of thanks, one of the beneficiaries who spoke on behalf of others, Mr. Julius Chukwemeka, described Chief Emeneka as education-friendly man who has invested meaningfully in the education of his constituents, assuring him that they will not disappoint him.
What we've seen here is something that has not happened before in Anambra East constituency. And on behalf of my colleagues, I want to say a very big thank you to the honorable member.
In Oka, Chukwemeka Modelem, ABS News.
A man has been electrocuted while allegedly trying to vandalize EEDC transformer at Ezinifite, Agwata local government area. We have details.
Signed by the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Aruna Mohammed, there was a report at Agwata Police Station through the Vigilante Commander Ezinifite that a suspected cable vendor, whose identity is yet to be ascertained, wanted to vandalize one of EEDC's transformer installations at Ezinifite, but ran out of luck as the armored cable he was trying to steal exploded and electrocuted him instantly. According to the statement, a police patrol team led by the DPO Agwata Division, SP Ayeni Oluwadere, visited the scene of the incident and rushed the victim to the General Hospital Agwata, where he was confirmed dead on arrival by the medical doctor. It said that the EEDC office has been contacted and the corpse photographed and deposited at the hospital mortuary for autopsy, while investigation is ongoing to ascertain true identity of the deceased and circumstances surrounding the incident.
Troops rescue kidnapped 95 victims in Borno State. Sudan military rejects Ethiopia's transition proposal. These and more after the break. Stay with us.
Rosie, I hope so you don't come borrow money for here today. Rosie, anything wey you do for your one and only brother-in-law, me sef, I want go big. Pick your phone. I beg leave all this here customer every time. For people, send me picture. We I want see data. See you. You want blow? Here you know that data. So send ordinary picture. Give your customer. Rosie, you wait on some band see Gary? Is it not the same time you started? Thanks to God, that's it. It's two fashion business now. I said take their seven. Oh yeah, come. Go buy your own. Rosie, thank you.
Data is oxygen. Enjoy the best data deal in town. Buy your SIM and dial *777#.
Rosie, Glow have made me an orga.
Your #1 4G network nationwide.
Thanks for being there. Troops have rescued 42 women, 51 men, and 2 children used by Boko Haram terrorists as laborers on farms in different clearance operations in Borno. Colonel Sagre Musa, the acting director, Army Public Relations, confirmed this in a statement, adding that 3 terrorists were neutralized in the operation. According to him, 24 of the children rescued were administered with polio vaccines by the Nigerian Army regimental medical officers. He explained that it was in line with the Chief of Army Staff Directive on the collaboration between the Army and National Primary Health Care Development Agency to reach out to areas not captured in the polio vaccination exercise. Musa said new camps set up by the terrorists were also destroyed by the troops. And on business news, the Nigerian Ports Authority has cancelled the contract for the $2.6 billion Badagry Deep Sea Port project, stating that the Deep Sea Port Master Plan was wrongly done. This is even as the agency explained that it had begun the process for fresh bids for the approval of a new port master plan for the Badagry Deep Sea Port project. The managing director of the NPA, Hajia Hadiza Bala Usman, was reported to have explained that what was currently required in Nigeria was to fast-track the development of deep sea ports that will make the nation's seaports competitive. And away from the country, Sudan's military has rejected Ethiopia's proposal to end the political deadlock over the composition of the country's transitional government. The ruling Transitional Military Council, TMC, and the opposition coalition have been wrangling for weeks over what form Sudan's transitional government should take after the military deposed longtime President Omar al-Bashir on April 11. Ethiopia's proposal, which the opposition coalition has agreed to, suggests that a ruling sovereign council will be made up of 7 civilians and 7 members of the military, with 1 additional seat reserved for an impartial individual. The TMC spokesman, Lieutenant General Shams al-Din Kabashi, instead said he agreed in principle to the African Union AU plan. And on sports, the Super Eagles players are on a massive $95,000 bonus each to win the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. The Eagles are already guaranteed $10,000 for their 1-0 win over Burundi on Saturday. They are also guaranteed $20,000 if they win their remaining Group B matches against Guinea and Madagascar. The players will receive $12,500 should they record another win in the round of 16. Guinean men will get $15,000 and $17,500 respectively for victories in the quarterfinals and the semifinal, while a win in the final will see the three-time AFCON winners earn $25,000 match bonus each. The Eagles take on the Sili National of Guinea in their next Group B match on Wednesday at the Alexandria Stadium. And that's the size of our news package tonight. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And to end the news, another look at the top stories. Wife of Anambra State Governor, Dr. Mrs. Obiano, has called for collective efforts to protect rights of children. Traders have been cautioned against diversion of government revenue. Troops have rescued kidnapped 95 victims in Borno State. And we also reported that Sudan military has rejected Ethiopia's transition proposal. And that's the news. I am Franklin Onyekachi. Thanks for watching. Good night.